Hey, I'm back. I'm gonna try to make a video every day um, to keep everybody updated and to, like I said, help spread awareness and about narcissism, because this is just such a huge problem, and to let everybody know that you're not alone. You are not alone in this. This is just becoming worse and worse and worse. So today, specifically, I'm going to be talking about narcissists and death in the family. I actually was watching a video earlier from Ben Taylor. He's a self-aware narcissist. He's pretty new to the platform, but he's doing pretty good. I have to say, really proud that I'm seeing more and more people come out and own their own, shit. Just their own. I mean, like I said before, just admitting and accepting that you're a narcissist. I'm sure it can't be easy. But so his video was about narcissists and death in the family. Well, he was pretty much saying like that they, when it comes to them losing somebody, a loved one or whatever, they may not show any emotions or any empathy, because let's be honest, they really don't. They see they see showing emotions as a weakness, which is horrible, which is absolutely horrible. And so the whole reason got me thinking, like, what are the chances that like he posted that video today? It's been about a year and a half, almost 2 years, that I lost my brother. And about a month and a half since I lost my dad. Now, mind you, those were the two most important men in my life. Gone. Just gone. And apparently I'm supposed to just get over it. Well, you know what? I'm not. I'm still grieving my brother. I'm still grieving my brother. That was a huge loss. My dad, even bigger. Even bigger. This guy expects me just to get over it. His actual words were, well, you deal with death different than I do. Well, no shit. Because clearly, he doesn't show any empathy at all for anything. Minimizes my feelings all the time. Acts like I didn't just have two big losses in the past year and a half. I just don't really get it. I don't like, how do you expect someone just to move on, get over it? According to Ben Taylor, they view it as just, well, you know what, they're gone, so therefore there's no use, worrying about it, thinking about it, feeling anything about it, because that supply that they got from that person is no longer here. Well, guess what? I'm not just going to get over it. I am processing it like a normal human being should. And I'm just so sick and tired of him minimizing my feelings. I'm sure that, I'm not alone in this. There's a lot of platforms out there. There's a lot of people that are, talking about the same exact things. Because this is real. This is as real as it gets. This is as toxic as it gets. Like, this is so toxic. It's so toxic that, like, it's affected me in every which way possible. Every which way possible, mentally, physically, emotionally. I'm done staying silent. I'm done staying silent. I'm not gonna just get over losing my dad or my brother. I'm gonna grieve them. I'm gonna process it like a normal human being should. So, anyways, another thing I wanted to talk about was baiting, because this is one thing that he's done to me quite often. If I'm not mistaken. So I never really know what to expect, like, when I come home. What kind of mood he's in, what kind of day he's had, and God forbid, if he's had a bad day, well, guess what that means? Yeah. That means that I'm gonna suffer the consequences of him having a bad day. But even when I try to just ignore it, not not say anything, not react, it's like push, poke, just get a reaction. And this was last Christmas, actually. So I'm not going to really get into specifics because I can't right now. I don't really feel like it's appropriate. But long story short, he had a really horrible loss. And so every Christmas, Christmas Day, my family and I usually go to my brother's house. Well, he decided to say, well, I'm gonna stay home and I'm gonna cook for my mom and we'll just have dinner here. I'm like, okay, that's fine. But all day long, he was poking, talking shit, comments here and there, unnecessary. I purposely was in my bedroom because I didn't want it to ruin my day. So his mom got here, long story short. I was in my room, keeping to myself, minding my business, and also wrapping presents for my nieces and nephews. And then he's knocking on my door. Well, can you go in there and keep my mom company? I'm like, okay. So I go in the living room, and even though I didn't want to, because I was, I had to get the presents wrapped. And I was about to explode because of all of the poking all day long he was doing to me. All this shit talking he was doing all day long. So I sit out there, and she's completely content. She's watching TV, she's on her phone, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll go back in my room and finish wrapping presents. Well, he comes in my room and is like, well, what are you doing? I'm like, your mom's in there fine. She's watching TV. She's watching, I think she's watching the History Channel. I said, and I'm wrapping presents. I told you that. Well, he gets even angrier. And I'm like, what the fuck? Really? So now, I don't know about you. I can't speak for everyone else, but I think like most people have drinks on Christmas. And I feel like those days especially don't count. It doesn't matter how early it is. It really doesn't. It's a holiday. That's an exception. Now, he was talking shit because I opened a Reds, which I like to drink. Well, it's like a hard seltzer. He was talking shit about that and trying to shame me and make me feel like shit about it. And I'm just like, whatever, man. Like, it's Christmas. What does it matter, really? So, it was like a couple hours before I had to go to my brother's house. My son was getting tired, and he put him down for a nap. Now, I'm like, okay, but you know that like we gotta be there at a certain time. Like, I think it was like 2:30 that he put him down for a nap, and then like we had to be there by like 4:30. Now, I had asked him if he was gonna bring us, drop us off, because clearly I wanted to enjoy myself in my brother's house. Yeah, I wanted to have a few drinks and not have to worry about driving with my son in the car. And he's like, no, I never said I was bringing you. I'm like, okay, well, okay. So, it is what it is. I'll drive myself. Now, mind you, I had only had like one drink by this time. And, it was like 4 o'clock, 4:15, approaching. I'm like, okay, so my son was still sleeping. So, every time that I walked, he was in the kitchen cooking. Every time I walked past him, he was talking shit to me. Poke, 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 poke. So what happens? Yep, I exploded. I bugged out. I didn't care that his mom was there. Sorry, not sorry, but she only seen my reaction. She didn't see what caused my reaction. Okay? So I had to wake my son up from his nap because, he was still sleeping. And he's all going on and on about, oh, you're waking him up out of spite, da da da. And I'm like, out of spite? No, not a spite. So I literally bugged out. Like, I had enough all day long of him just poking. And I do believe he did this on purpose. He wanted his mom to see me like that, so that it would validate the bullshit he talks about me, about, oh, she's crazy, blah, 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 blah. Which is the smear campaign, which, by the way, they start from, like, the very beginning, with co-workers and close friends and people that they know, because, just in case. So, anyway, I wake my son up, I change his diaper, start getting ready to go, and then he's like, oh, great, you're gonna drive when you've been drinking. You just said you weren't gonna drive us, and that's where I'm going. Now, I was sober as fuck, okay? Sober. Not 1 ounce of buzz, nothing. Well, all of a sudden, after I get my son up, get him ready, his mom just, like, picks up her purse and just leaves. And I'm like, okay. Like, but at that point, like, I wasn't thinking, like, I mean, I kind of thought it was rude, but at the same time, I wasn't thinking that she probably felt really uncomfortable. But again, she did not see what he was doing to me all day long. She didn't know. She didn't see that every time I walked through the kitchen, back out of the kitchen, he was talking shit, making comments, and this and that. So yeah, maybe I did look crazy. But I tell you what, I let him get to me. I did. And that's still really hard for me till this day right now to not react, because he's really good at uh, shaming, blaming, playing the victim, making me feel like shit about things that I should not feel like shit about. So I'm tired. I'm tired of it. I really am. Like I said, I'm done staying silent. Um, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you experience the same things. Mind you, since I've been with him, I have not had a good holiday. He ruins every single holiday or special occasion ever since we've been together. As a matter of fact, he ruined the day I buried my brother. He made it absolutely miserable for me the day I buried my brother, because I was drinking. Well, who doesn't drink at a funeral? Who doesn't? I had family that came up from Indiana, Buffalo, New York. He didn't give a shit. He did not care about keeping that mask on, staying, trying to keep up that facade. He was so rude and obnoxious, and I was so mortified. I was so mortified. Which is why I am glad that he didn't go to my dad's service. In fact, I didn't want him there, because I had no tolerance. He was not going to ruin my dad's service. He was not going to ruin the day I buried my father. So, I'm just saying, again, I know I'm not alone in this, so, I guess my point is to don't stay silent. Tell your family, tell your friends what's really going on, because if not, you're gonna drive yourself insane, because between them driving you insane and you being in your head driving you insane, it's too much to bear. It really is. I finally, so obviously I lost a brother, and I have another brother and a sister. I'm the youngest, but I finally had enough, and I came out and I told them everything. Everything. The physical abuse, the mental abuse, the emotional abuse, and my brother. I love him. He cuts hair. He's a barber, and he wanted to come here, and well, and I'm like, no, don't, like, it's not a good idea, because for two reasons. Like, number one, your hands are your money. That's how you make your living. And number two, your reputation, and you don't need to have the cops called on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's pointless. But boy, was it tempting. It was so tempting, because you know what? All of the hurt and the pain and the bullshit that he's put me through, it would have been an awesome scene. I know that sounds horrible, but, who doesn't want revenge? Who doesn't want them to feel the pain that they put you through? Because I know I have. Which, actually kind of brings me to another subject, something that really, really irritates the living shit out of me, and it's so offensive. When people say, well, why don't you just leave? If it were that easy to just leave, I would have. 2 years ago, when I was pregnant with my son, I would have left. Had I known what was really, really going on. At that point in time, I didn't even know that this guy was a narcissist. I didn't. I mean, really. As I said in my other video, like, I don't know if you know what a trauma bond is, but it's sort of like Stockholm syndrome, where like you just keep going back, like the highs, the lows, but it's not that easy just to leave. It's not, because for some odd reason, even though he treats me like trash, like a piece of shit, he does nothing for me. I mean, nothing. And I still do everything for him. Well, did. I'm working on that now. But why? Like, it boggles my brain. Like, why can't I just say no? When I do say no, then it's like a hurricane starts. I say no, and then I gotta deal with the fallout of that. With the tantrums, the silent treatment, the insults, the shit talking, the shaming, the throwing shit in my face from the past, by the way, that I shared with him. But like I said, if you're watching this, and you're not dealing with this, you couldn't possibly understand what it's like to go through what I'm going through. So please don't ask somebody ever, why don't you just leave? Especially if you've never been through this, because it's not that easy. It really isn't. They have like a way of getting you to stay, or getting you to do whatever they want, pretty much. Breadcrumbing. This one is famous for breadcrumbing. Give you a little bit here and there just to keep you here, all because they're comfortable. They're comfortable where they are, and they don't want nothing to change. Let's be honest here. I know. I know he doesn't want to be with me. I don't want to be with him. I don't. But why does he still tell me that? Why still say that I do want to be with you? I do love you. Hello. You don't know what love is. I don't think you ever have, actually. I don't think you ever really knew what love was. What love is. Because you don't treat somebody like this. You don't treat somebody like shit. You don't pick and choose when to give them affection, or to show them love, or to do something nice for them. Those are things you pick and choose. And you certainly don't you don't make them feel worthless. You don't go out of your way to make them feel worthless. I've never felt so worthless in my entire life being with this guy. Never. Like, I'm even embarrassed. I'm embarrassed, like, to even go to his job, because I already know, like, that he's been, telling people, oh, she's just crazy. She's just crazy. She's got mental problems. She drinks too much. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, come on. Anything to take the attention off him. Because he cannot be seen in the light of his true colors. God forbid. If people really knew who he really was, he'd have nobody. He already has nobody. He has no friends. The funny thing is, he thinks that everybody at his job actually like him and respect him. That's not the case. I worked there as well for a little while. Not with him, like, just a different department, but he thinks these people like him, and they don't. They can't stand him. They know exactly who he is. There's a few people, at work which are called flying monkeys, kind of loyal for no reason. Another thing they expect is you to be loyal. Blind loyalty. Fuck that shit. No. So, again, I'm gonna try to make a video every day. Not really sure. Again, I'm new to this, so not sure if I'm gonna do like a particular subject every day, or maybe or day by day, because it's absolutely torture. Torture. What I go through daily. Really. If I didn't have my son, yes, most definitely I would have been gone a long time ago. Without a doubt. But I'm really excited because I did find another apartment, which is right next door to my mom, who I'm really close with, and is struggling really hard right now at the moment because, of course, the loss of my dad. They were together for like almost 50 years. I'll never see that. That's amazing. Most of us won't see that. And people like him, they're 2-3 years, they're maxed out. That's about all they can do until their significant other realizes who they really are, what they really are. Just pure evil. Nothing good about them. They're fake in front of people, but behind closed doors, it's a whole nother story. And for me, being the closest person to him, I get treated the worst. The absolute worst. And it, again, boggles my mind. Like, I'm the mother of your kid. And, you think I want my son growing up around this shit? Fuck no. Fuck no. If it was up to me, he wouldn't be able to see his son. But I know for my son's sake, I struggle with that. But, like, I don't want my son to grow to be like that. It terrifies me. I tell him to. My son will be nothing like you. My son will never, ever, ever, ever disrespect women and treat women like property like you do. And that's a promise. I will be going to court shortly, and getting, if I can get full custody, I'm due full custody. I'm going to start off with, even though he doesn't even deserve the benefit of the doubt at all. I've gave him way too many benefits of the doubt, and that's the problem. Way too many chances. I thought, you know what? I'm going to go for joint custody with me having primary residence. And he actually smirked at that. Like, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Mind you, 42-year-old man, doesn't have a license, doesn't own a vehicle, and will soon have no place to live. And I don't give a fuck anymore. I cannot worry about that anymore. I can't keep worrying about someone who doesn't give one shit about worrying about me. Why should I? Why should I? I deserve way better, like I said, and so do you. So, like I said, if you've got no children with someone that you suspect is a narcissist or a toxic person, I realize it's not that easy to get out all the time. You have to be careful because some people are crazy. Some toxic and narcissist people are crazy. They could get physical, they could stalk you, who knows. Just be careful. But make an exit plan, or rather plan an escape where they don't know about it, because that would be the best thing to do. That way they can't try to talk you out of it. They can't try to hoover you back or stop you from taking your kids, because you know what, honestly, the best thing for your kids is to get them out of the situation. Nothing good is ever going to come out of your kids being around this toxic ass relationship, this toxic lifestyle. Nothing's good is going to come from it. And you gotta put your kids first, you know what I'm saying? You gotta put yourself first, really, because that's what's most important. But put yourself first, put yourself and your kids first, but get out of the situation if you can. If you know somebody you can go and stay with, do that. That's absolutely what I would do, but not enough room at my sister's place for me and my 2 kids, or my mom's place. So like I said, I have no choice, because I can't live like this anymore. I can't keep going round and round and round this hamster wheel, this never ending torturous toxic bullshit anymore. So I guess I'm gonna leave it there for today. Again, I'm still figuring out all of this and how I'm gonna work it out. And as far as my channel, I'm hoping, I've had a few views. I see a couple of subscribers, but I can't see who they are. But anyways, until next time, just say do your research, educate yourself. That is my best advice to you. If you suspect that someone you're with is a narcissist, it's like the worst thing ever, because they're never gonna change. They're never gonna change, especially if they're not willing to even admit that they may possibly be a narcissist. Educate yourself. Do research as much as you can, because you deserve better than this. and so do I. And I'll get it. I'm gonna make it my main focus to get out of this and to do this for me and my kids. Make myself happy. I don't need a man. I'm not even thinking about being with anyone else right now. Matter of fact, it's gonna take a long time for me to even heal. Even though I haven't really been diagnosed with PTSD, I can tell you right now, just from researching and doing, educating myself, I have PTSD, absolutely, from all this abuse. So, that's going to take a while, but you know what? I'm sure in the end it's going to be worth it. So, on that note, I will see you next time. Have a good night.